Thanks for staying with us. We're continuing with the punch. Deputy takes over as Akeredolu returns to Germany for treatment. Ailing governor to transmit letter to lawmakers. Tinubu meets Ondo leaders again. Assembly holds closed-door session. Akeredolu promises full recovery before returning. Federal government probes use of foreign prisoners as construction workers. FG plans sale of 40% stake in discos. Others. Courts bars pro-Wike speaker. APC demands sanction for judge. Tinubu begs Nigerian doctors abroad to return. Over 5,000 Nigerians killed since May, a report. Rivers gunmen kill 4 soldiers, 2 drivers, and kidnap expatriates. Senate condemns trade ministry over 1 billion Geneva trip. Trade ministry. Who has what story?
So I have the major headline.
Go ahead, please.
And so finally, following Monday's meeting with the president in Abuja, the proper thing going to happen in Ondo State going forward. According to the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, his principal has decided to return for full treatment abroad, and he will transmit a formal letter regarding his medical leave and a notice finally transferring power in line with our constitution, the Nigerian constitution, will be transmitted to the House of Assembly and transferring power to his deputy. So in his absence, the Lucky Aiyedatiwa would take over the affairs of the state. The governor, has promised to return when he's fully recovered, to the state. According to the Punch report, the governor is battling with cancer. And so for those of the political sides of Aiyedatiwa who will be celebrating Okefi, Arun, or Ikuyoyo, it's not something for you to celebrate that somebody is down, but we have a constitution which understands that we are human and that our fallibilities can bring us down at any time. Is presently down, which anybody can be, but the proper thing that has been provided for things like this will be done by the Constitution.
Yeah. So I have the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. He was at the National Assembly for his ministry's budget defense, and he had told the lawmakers that his ministry, that's the Ministry of Interior, raked in 1.19 billion from the issuance of expatriate quotas, and that is surpassing his projected revenue. After he had said that, we had the chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, Adams Oshomole, who claimed that he had it on good authority that prisoners from foreign countries were brought into Nigeria to work on construction sites, that these people were taking jobs away from Nigeria. That in fact, what they were doing, what these prisoners there sent to Nigeria to work out their sentence, that's what they're doing, The minister has said, well, he said he had not heard of it, but this is something that will be investigated, and that he's also going to be working on reviewing some of their policies, the entire visa policy vis-a-vis work permits, residence permits, and so on. And he'll make sure that all these abuses come to a stop.
Please, still talking about Adams Oshomole. In this time, this Senate budget defense, he has been very, very vocal. He has done a lot of research, and he condemned the Senate Committee on Trade and Industry. On Tuesday, they've condemned the alleged 1 billion naira that has been budgeted for a Geneva trip. It was Senator Adams Oshomole that spoke up to say that why is the Minister for Trade budgeting 1 billion? What is all this bloated? He said, I can see you intend to travel to Geneva next year. And you have budgeted over 1 billion for that. We can't keep going on these over-bloated teams. We can't keep going with over-bloated teams for foreign trips. Use the experts you have in your office and in the country to save costs. He also complained that the minister apparently is not staying in her office, that she should stay inside her office because there's a budget for all those other places that she's working from. So he said that, she explained that her office is under renovation, and that's why. He also mentioned that there's a trade. What is our balance of trade? He asked the minister, what is our balance of trade? And she said that because Nigeria is not producing enough, and that especially with countries like China, we should use our population to demand for manufacturing to be done within Nigeria. As she is the Minister for Trade and Industry, She said she did not know. She doesn't have the data.
Bagan.
Her answer is, I don't, sir, I regret to say we seem to have no record of the balance of trade. At least it doesn't exist in the ministry, and that we have set up the trade intelligence unit to ensure such data are shared. Oshomole disagreed to say that it's impossible for her to say that. It's wrong for her to say it, that the CBN has data, custom has data, and she should not be a minister of trade and not have the data.
I agree.
All right, a human interest story. They said gunmen ambushed a convoy of Dele workers along the Ahwada-Abua end of the east-west road in Rivers State. They said it killed 4 soldiers, 2 drivers, and reportedly kidnapped 2 expatriates of the company. This happened yesterday, and the incident was gathered to have occurred at 9:30 a.m. and said criminal activities, have been going on in the area before. The people were on their way to Yenagoa, Bayelsa state capital, when they were ambushed. And according to some eyewitnesses, they said the gunmen had trailed the expatriate workers who were being escorted by troops along that Ahwada-Abua road and opened fire on them, killing the 2 soldiers, 2 civilians, and kidnapping 2 Koreans. And, some persons also said that this might be a reprisal attack, that earlier on soldiers had come into the environment to, get all the gunmen, seize their ammunition. And so this may just be them, coming to pay back. But the spokesperson for the State Police Command said she was not aware of that particular incident. However, they have, started the 6th Division Nigerian Army, have confirmed the attack, and they've started, going around looking for those people. Say they've sent their men, they've sent their troops to go find the suspects. So let's quickly move now to the Nigerian Tribune. Naira tumbles. Powerful Nigerians involved in illegal mining, funding banditry, terrorism, federal government. Naira tumbles at official parallel markets. Federal government to unbundle TCN into 2 entities, says gas pricing in dollar impacting electricity tariff. Akeredolu begins medical leave today, transmits power to Aidetiwa. Ogun kicks off GRA regeneration scheme set to create modern cities in Abeokuta, Ijebu-Ode, and others. Alleged food poisoning. Osun government orders full investigation. Affected students discharged from the hospital. Customs investigating female officer demanding 5,000 naira bribe at Lagos airport. Gunmen ambush Dele convoy, kill 4 soldiers, 2 drivers, abduct Koreans. I've just taken that. Resume payment of 35,000 naira minimum wage, award immediately. TUC asks federal government. Expresses worry over Nigeria's debt profile. Rivers High Court recognizes Ehie as speaker. What stories do we have in the
No, just take this quickly. I think many of us have seen on social media a video of a Nigerian customs officer who allegedly was asking for bribe. And we have a response from Nigerian customs. They said that, they put out a statement. It was signed by the National Public Relations Officer of NCS, Abdullahi Maiwada. So first of all, the service has condemned that alleged act of the officer, and they've called it inappropriate and unprofessional, and that investigation will go on. They acknowledged that there was a video. They saw that she was soliciting for 5,000 naira from a passenger so that she could, expedite the customs processing. And said that is so wrong. They also acknowledged that she is indeed a member and staff member of NCS, that's Nigerian Customs Service, and that after the investigation, appropriate measures will be taken about, disciplinary actions will be taken about that behavior. So.
What other stories?
So I have the Osun food poisoning story. So a primary school in Osun State, St. James Primary School, B, Oshogbo, 18 students from that school suffered food poisoning from the oatmeal that, the school feeding program, which is done in the state. And according to the special advisor on oatmeal, Mrs. Grace Oluwase Yayodele, sorry, I think they inside that, did you know? So the governor has ordered that the feeding program in that school be stalled for now, and the affected school, alongside the planning officer for the oatmeal program, be summoned to a meeting immediately. He also directed that the students and their cost of treatment be funded by the government while they investigate what led to what and how the kids got food poisoned in the school.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the story about the Naira tumbling. Surprisingly, yesterday, not even in the parallel market alone, in the official window, the Naira fell. Was it? Naira fell. Yeah, Naira fell in value.
It fall down.
Yes, it fell. And in the parallel market, it was going for, Naira is selling for 1,195 and it's being bought for 1,185. The governor of the CBN, Yemi Cardoso, has said that the Apex Bank is doing its best to ensure that Naira remains stable. However, there's a lot of pressure. On Tuesday, he closed at that was before Tuesday. Tuesday, where dollar was being sold for 1,260 as compared to 1,095. That's a sharp decline in the parallel market. They also explained that a lot of airlines are complaining they are going to be exiting as part of the fact that there are many challenges with them being able to repatriate their funds out of the country. And official business owners are saying they cannot sustain the business at this rate. All of that, we're waiting for what CBN is doing officially to strengthen the Naira at the moment.
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. Next, we have a guest appearance, so stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.